My context is very divided, mostly due to politics. There's a lack of religious diversity and racial diversity in my parish. For the most part, Christians are either evangelical or Catholic. The people I meet with regularly are family, church members, and coworkers. I don't have a robust social life, but recently I meet with some church members in our coffee shop at the church, and I do that before service on Sundays. Usually about an hour and a half before service starts, and we talk and we fellowship and get to know each other. So that's been a blessing for me, and I credit this class for you know encouraging me to do that. So as far as my neighbors, it's really just a wave. It's, they're friendly, but we're not friendly to where we go to each other's homes or have conversations. It's usually just wave, and you go in your house. So, uh, but I did walk around the community where the church is located, and that's the community where once again, it's segregated still. You have your predominantly black section and your predominantly white sections. But when you walk through the neighborhood, they love the people in the neighborhood. Now they have their complaints, not lack of tax dollars to improve their infrastructure or schools. The crime. There's also an issue. But I did notice in the disadvantaged communities, as opposed to the middle class or upper class communities, that the disadvantaged communities were more communal as opposed to the upper middle class or upper class neighborhoods. So, and when I was walking around, some of the areas in a disadvantaged community, it really I noticed a lack of hope, you know, and a feeling of despair for the future, and there's a lot that goes into that. But I know God is there in the midst, working with them in that community, as you know. Hopefully, He could use me to help them and as a vessel. So, there's a lot that needs to be done. The implications for living missiologically in my context is that it will spread unity. Being a witness to others is how I can let my light shine. We can't live missiologically locked inside of our homes. I have to be, more visible in the community, so the Holy Spirit will touch those who are touched by my witness. In doing so, hopefully, you know, uh, they will accept God's invitation. I was impacted by Kim Kirstein's joining in the spirit, particularly Stephen Bevan's model, the five models of gospel and culture. I also enjoyed Richard Newber's, I think that's how I say his last name, his model, his five models of Christ and culture. The Christ against culture model was a model that I grew up with. My family, we didn't celebrate Mardi Gras. We didn't go to Halloween. We had Jesus Night instead. So it was fairly, against culture. So, and the Bevan's anthropological model definitely seems to be a more effective approach in ministry. But my question is, cultural celebrations such as Mardi Gras present several issues for Christians, such as drunkenness, idolatry. All the floats are named after either Greek or Roman gods, and now they even include voodoo gods like Oshun. And so it's filled with idolatry and debauchery. How can a Christian adapt the gospel in this cultural context?